be addictive. Cheza Cheza is authorized and regulated by BCLB under license number BK 0000856.
All right, thank you for staying with the Monday Report. The town hall begins right now, live from the Beacon of Hope in county number 34, that is in Kajiado. This is a continued series of Sauti ya Mwananchi. I have in the audience more than 300 members of the public. Their voice matters most because sovereignty belongs to the people. We are asking them the age-old question, are citizens getting value for their money? That is a conversation we're having right now. What is working, what is not working, what do they recommend? Are citizens getting value for their money? That is the conversation we're having, and we'll start from them. But let me introduce my guests real quick, starting from my immediate right. George Yogo is here as a corporate trainer, leadership and political advisor. Thank you for making time. Next to him is Dr. Boniface Magoha. He's the PS State Department for Economic Planning at Treasury. Thank you for making time. Next to him is His Excellency Martin Moshisho. He's the Deputy Governor for Kajiado County. Thank you for making time. And next to him is Charles Owino, Head of the National Communications Center. Thank you very much for making time. On the people's microphone is Robert Masai. My colleague Robert Masai will be handling that. And I'll come straight to you, Robert Masai. Pick any random person from the audience and let's ask them the questions. Are citizens getting value for their money? Over to you, Robert.
Thank you very much, Trevor. Maybe you can start from this end and get questions from Mwananchi.
All yours. Whoever is willing to speak first, just raise your hand and you get the microphone.
Sure.
There you go.
Okay, let's start from here.
Thank you very much. My name is Engineer Koech Eliud Mwasaru, MC aspirant of Los Croncholinga Ward in Kajiado East. And my question goes to His Excellency, the Deputy Governor, Kajiado County. Recently, your boss came to my area and he was opening one road that is less than a kilometer. And actually it was a Maram road. After that, he went to one dispensary in Sholinge, opened a dispensary that is one room. And then I was looking at the statistics. His counterparts from Kirinyaga, Kiambu are opening 5 to 10 kilometers of tarmac road. They are opening level 5 hospitals. What is happening in Kajiado? We feel that we are not getting the value for our money because we are taxpayers and we belong to this county, but we don't feel like we are being represented well. It got to some point that we actually thought of being moved to Nairobi County because like our needs are not being attended to. We cannot account to a kilometer of tarmac road in Olosrukon Sholinga ward. Yet we are neighboring to Nairobi County. We are neighbors with other counties that have good roads.
Okay.
They have allocations that are similar to the allocations given to our leaders.
All right.
What is happening?
Thanks, Engineer. His Excellency Moshisho, you can respond immediately.
Immediately? Yeah. Thank you so much, Engineer Koech. And my response to that is that there is value for resources. So far, the county government has been able to open and grade 1,920.9 kilometers of road. We have been able to Maram and gravel, 1,191.65 kilometers of road, and that includes Sholinge. Of course, Sholinge is a very hard terrain and very complicated because we find some places are totally closed. The county government has to purchase land to be able to make that land for the purposes of road. So we have done a lot. It's only that probably when the governor visited, he managed to open that 1 or so kilometer. But over time, we have done a lot in terms of road network in Olosir-Kosholinge. I think part of Olosir-Kosholinge is also in Kitengela municipality, that we are doing a lot of road network, including tamaking. And so far, if I mention to you the number of tarmac roads we have done across Kajiado, is quite a lot. When you talk about JC B50, that is in Kiserian primary in Ngong municipality, we have done tarmacking worth 53 million shilling. When you talk about Kobil, Ololua, Cathedral, Magadi Junction, 51 million shilling of tarmacking. Catholic Church, KCB Junction, that is in Kajiado municipality, we have done tarmacking of worth 50 million shilling. Talk of Kenol Kobil Wana mechanic parking, that is in Kong municipality, 73 million shilling. We have done Loitokto Cabro, 30 million. We have done, here in Rongai, the Tamaking Saitoti Hospital Road, 40 million shilling. Ilasit Road, Cabro, 10 million. In Kitengela, where your ward is in that municipality, St. Monica Kitengela Medical Road, 60 million shilling. We have done, including the Namanga Highway, Kitengela Prison Cabro. You know that Cabro.
All right.
15 million shillings. So I want just to tell you, my brother engineer, there is value for money. Okay. We have done a lot, opening and grading, maraming, and also tarmacking. Okay. We have done so. Okay. But Kajiado is a vast county, very wide. Of course, there is a lot to be done.
Okay, that's at the county level. But let me bring in Charles Owino on this. Would you say citizens are getting value for their money? And what would you take as your highlight at the national level?
What I would say is that I would give a generality and then maybe give Yogo opportunity to give statistics on certain areas. But this government was voted based on certain pillars. And the president campaigned on 5 major pillars. One of his pillars was on health, the universal health care. You are aware that we used to have the NHIF, which was a contributory insurance fund. Currently under what we call the SHA, that seemed to have been very unpopular at inception, we have 4 funds. NHIF, the only similar fund to it is the SHIF, the Social Health Insurance Fund. That is what is contributory. But apart from the SHIF, we have 3 other new funds. One of the funds is Emergency and Critical Illness Fund, where if you exhaust your funds of SHIF, the Social Health Insurance Fund, and you are suffering from an illness like cancer, then the money is supposed to be generated from the critical and serious and critical illness fund. Equally, we have the primary health fund. Primary health fund is supposed to help in health centers and dispensaries, where Mwananchi is supposed to go to those health centers and dispensaries and be treated for free. And thirdly, we have the infrastructure fund, which is like the CDF, which we use for improving primary schools, so improving schools, basically. And supposed to be a fund that would be used to develop hospitals and dispensaries in terms of infrastructure. But usually what happens is that at inception of every project, there must be teething problems. And I think the Deputy Governor here can confirm that many patients are getting a lot of money from the Universal Health Fund. And remember, Universal Health Fund is a fund that from our second president, Mwai Kibaki, he attempted, it never worked. It came to our third president, Uhuru Kenyatta, and the president has sacrificed to ensure that Universal Health Fund. That is one area, one pillar.
Yeah.
The second pillar is on agriculture, where government has ensured that we try to ensure that we are self-sufficient in terms of our staple food here is majorly ugali. And you remember when it came to the last elections, we had a lot of problems, government trying to subsidize the price of unga, which had gone to over 250 shillings. Fortunately, we thank God because we have had good weather since this government came, and we have had subsidy on fertilizer. Mr. Yogo here will give you what Kajiado is getting in terms of fertilizer. We have managed to harvest quite a lot. A lot has been done in the sugar industry, and we are sure that in the next 3 years, we've been importing sugar and putting a lot of foreign exchange in buying sugar. We will be a sugar exporting country.
Okay.
After privatization of the companies which were in place. If you go to areas that they plant coffee, we had a serious problem because coffee was only going at 30 shillings a kilo. Currently, because of transformation, coffee is going at 160 shillings a kilo.
Hold your thought. I seem to be having a bit of a technical challenge with that in just a short while. So we'll come, you highlighted health and agriculture. We'll come to that in just a bit. Let me hear from the audience whether they think they're getting value. I will come to you in just a short while. We are fixing your microphone. I'm sorting out your technical issue in just a short while. Let's hear from the audience whether they think in terms of health and agriculture we are sorted, and there are hands that are raised here. Let me get it from either a Mamboga or a border person, but give them the microphone. Let's hear what they say. Yes.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Simona Lemomo. I'm representative of the PWDs here in Kajiado North. I want to speak on behalf of the health.
Sorry, slightly louder.
I want to speak on matters health and SHA.
Yes.
I want to narrow it to a simple word. SHA was a scam. We took our PWDs and the most vulnerable in the communities. We were given SHA and they were being paid for almost like 2017 until now. Last year they were paid for, but this year nobody has gotten their money in the funds in the SHA. A lot of women who are elderly and they are in the cash transfer program also, and the PWDs who are in the cash transfer program have not gotten that payment.
So let's go step by step. What did you say your name is?
Simona Lemomo.
Simone.
Representative of the PWDs.
When have you ever used SHA yourself?
Yes, I have.
Did it pay anything for you?
No, it is not.
So you went to hospital and used SHA and did not pay a single
I didn't get value for my money.
No. There was nothing that was paid.
There is nothing. Even now as I speak,
there
is nothing for the vulnerable in the communities and those ones who...
No, Simone, let's go step by step.
Yes.
What I'm asking you is, have you been treated with the SHA?
Yes, I've gone to the hospital.
Did they pay anything for you?
They did not.
They did not?
Yes.
What did the hospital tell you?
We were in the program, then we are removed. All of us in Kajiado.
So they told you that you have not been paid for.
The government
your SHA is not
paying.
active.
Again, it is inactive.
And the time when it was paid for, did it pay for anything?
It wasn't value for our money because when you go to a hospital, consultation is above 300, you have to add 200. If it is 500, if you have to get antibiotics above 500, you have to buy for your money.
Okay.
Yes.
So you are supposed to be paid for by government and it was not paid?
It is not, even now as I speak.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's get a reaction on that immediately from PS Dr. Boniface Magoha. What is going on? Because the government had said that they are going to pay for some indigents, right?
Thank you, Trevor. If you listen to Simone, I got the first name. What she's simply saying is that currently they were removed from the program. It is inactive. She's not saying that SHA is not working. Them as PWD, if I paraphrase what she said, is that initially they were paid for, but currently, apparently, she is not fully paid for. So I would want to hear from somebody who is fully paid for and it is not working. SHA is working. If you're fully paid for, because this is what the government has put in place, as Charles was saying, one of the pillars, very transformative, is SHA, Universal Health Care. And if you're fully paid for, I want to assure you that unless that hospital is the one that is trying to sabotage the efforts of the government.
Yeah.
But for sure, SHA is working.
Okay, let me hear what Yogo has to say. Why would such an event happen? Because on one time they were paid for and then now they're not being paid for.
Well, I think, Trevor, we must understand that every new program has teething problems. We have isolated cases. When it goes to PWDs, for example, what Simona is saying, under SHA, we have what is called Taifa Care. And I think it's part of what Charles had mentioned. Taifa Care, if you are a registered PWD, under Taifa Care, you're supposed to get free medical access. It's also supposed to provide for you assistive devices. But you know, SHA is also automated. So the chances of getting problems with the automation system are very high. And that only gives us isolated cases in different hospitals. I can give an example. My CS, FCPA John Badi, recently had a case in the hospital, and well, he had the money to go and pay, but when he went, the patient, who is a relative, had the bills cleared, and it was not 10,000 or 20, it was more than 100,000 Kenyan shillings. So we have isolated cases in places, and we also have to understand when it goes to PWDs, you must first of all check whether that person is actually a registered PWD member. If you're not registered with the organization that takes care of PWDs, then you don't benefit from the Taifa Care.
Okay, so just by a show of hands, how many of you have visited the hospital and SHA has paid even a single coin? By a show of hands. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there are some people who've been paid for by SHA. All right, let's hear what you have to say. There's a microphone back there still. A hand is raised. Let's hear what you have to say in that. Masai, Robert Masai, just hand over the microphone. Right there, there's a lady over there. Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Jemima Lemomo. I think I want to say what Simona is trying to say. When you go to the hospital, I pay for my own SHA since it was NHIF. I pay for yearly. But when you go to the hospital to get treated, you cannot get ceftriaxone injection on the SHA. They tell you the provision from the government is too low. So they give you medicine that cannot take care of you unless... Umezima mic?
No, microphone iko sawa. Just continue. Continue speaking. You're fine.
I'm saying, unless you pay the... Let me say a good example of myself. Okay. There was a day, I don't know what was happening. I was just having a bad headache. I went with my SHA to be treated in a hospital here, level 4. Then I got treated. Then after 3 hours, I became worse. So my sisters and my friends took me back to the same hospital. Then the doctor told me, I'm sorry, Jemima, you have to add 3,500 for you to get these injections for 3 days. Because SHA cannot cover. We cannot give you this injection that can cure you because the money we are getting is not sustainable. So me, I did not get value for my money from SHA. And I pay yearly. You can even check. I've been paying since 2010.
Okay. Again, let's go step by step. You still have the microphone. So the first time you were treated, how much was the bill?
The first time I was treated, let's say approximately, if I buy those medication in the chemist, I'll buy them at 650. Okay. Then consultation 300.
Okay, so the first time you were treated, did SHA cover or not?
It covered the medication for 650. It gave me amoxicillin, Panadol, and medicine not to vomit.
Okay, so it covered the medication except you didn't get healed.
But low-level medication.
Okay.
We know now, since Corona, there are those antibiotics that are not taking care of for people out here. Okay. We need the way NHIF used to pay. NHIF used to pay very good, nice, expensive medication.
Okay, so let's go step by step. The first time you went, it covered everything.
Yeah, it covered.
But you had to go back again because
I had to go back when I became worse.
Okay, when you became worse.
Yes.
The second time you went, did it cover anything?
It did not. I had to pay cash.
Okay, so you had to pay in cash?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see another reaction. And
so the value for our money is not covered.
Okay. Okay. So that's 1 out of 1. So 50% works, 50% doesn't. Yeah, there's still more hands there right next to you, Robert. Just walk straight, you're fine. Yeah. You don't need to bend, just stand. We can already see you. Just stand. Yes.
Okay, my name
Yes,
is
ma'am.
my name is Jacinta Musembi.
Louder, please.
My name is Jacinta Musembi.
Jacinta.
Yeah.
Yes.
For me, I can't say that SHA is not working because recently I gave birth and I used SHA, and my SHA paid everything.
Okay.
Even from delivery to everything, in fact.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not pay anything.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
for me, I can say SHA is working.
Okay. So for you, SHA worked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd want the government to do better?
Okay.
In any other sphere, it doesn't have to be SHA. Any other thing that you've seen that works?
Okay, can I use Kiswahili?
Yeah, by all
Thank
means.
you.
Twende kazi. Jacinta.
You know,
Iko sawa kabisa.
Yeah, English for the white people.
Hii kizungu ni lugha ya biashara.
Okay, sasa.
Yes, twende kazi.
Yes, kienye mimi naweza sema.
Yes.
Siwezi sema yes ifanyi ama inafanya. But inafanya.
Yeah.
Na kwingine unaenda kwa maternity is working very well.
Okay.
Hapo siwezi kataa.
Okay.
But sometimes tunapeleka watoto unasikia unapolipe unaambiwa hii dawa inasimamia SHA hii isimamii.
Okay.
Unasikia?
Sawa.
Unaitishwa bado pesa. Yeah. Okay. So like kama juzi nilipeleka mtoto hospitali na nilipoa paracetamol hizo unasikia?
Yeah.
Panado na kipimo ya damu. But the antibiotic yenye nilitishwa it was 750. So nikaambua SHA isimamii. So mimi nilipe.
Okay.
And already SHA yangu nimelipia 7,600.
Okay.
So unaona pia SHA ifanyi pesa yangu itumiki.
Okay.
Yes.
Lakini kwa mara ya kwanza vile ulijifungua ililipa kila kitu.
No, kwa maternity I'm not complaining.
Okay.
That was on maternity.
Okay.
Delivery.
So maternity ilikuwa sawa lakini
Yes.
madawa ndio kupata za kutosha.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Asante. Yes, there's another lady here, then we'll take the microphone to the back as well. Ndio watu wa nyuma wasisaulike. Yes.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Diana Mokaya. I could like to say that there is no value for my money. I've been to an hospital on weekends trying to use my SHA because I pay for myself. They told me, I tried a private hospital, they told me that SHA doesn't work. I went to a government hospital. I also tried to use the SHA on weekend. They said it's not working. And I've paid for this SHA 7,600, which there's no value for my money.
Okay.
So saying that SHA works, it's a scam.
So what did they tell you exactly? Is
They
it that
told
the
me
OTP
that
wasn't coming? What was the issue? Because they
say
need to
that
tell you what the problem is.
They said that the system for SHA are not working.
So there was no authorization?
There was no authorization. Okay. I tried to ask them, because I'm educated, I'm a young youth, I tried to inquire more than that. What is happening with it? Does it mean that SHA is not working on weekends only? I tried to come on Monday. They said no. Because you pay SHA for yourself, SHA maybe unless ungekuwa wewe ni msomeandikwa na gava ingeweza kukusaidia, but haiwezi. And I was with a lady there, nikajaribu kumuuliza, I'm seeing that uko na forms za SHA. Is it working? Akaniambia yes. Nikamuuliza, and why is it not working? Juu nimepita kwa reception. He told me because you pay for yourself. It means there's a discrimination in that SHA that it needs to be looked up for.
So
Unless
the lady you're with told you that hers is working, but yours is not.
I tried to inquire, kwani wewe unatumia SHA gani? Juu we have one SHA. He said that SHA yake, her husband is working in the government. Are you seeing? The same thing that I got from the receptionist at the hospital, that unless you are employed by the government, that is when your SHA will work. So SHA is a total scam. I will say that it's not, my money has no value.
Okay.
As a young youth who am trying to pay for SHA so that I can cater for my health, and it's not working, that is so unfair. Unless we get a clarification of this SHA, how is it working? And who does it benefit?
Okay. All right, so we've heard a lot about SHA. Let's see about something else. What is working, what is not working? Okay? Ama bado ni SHA tu tunataka kuongelea? I'm pretty sure it will be the same issue. Yes, Masai.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I am Mr. Paul Kamunyo. Mine will go direct to educational sector. there is no value for money. I want to know why the public schools are concentrated in one area. If you go to this side, we have Nikaimrunya and Ongata Rogai, which are on the same space. If you, from there, a child or a learner is supposed to walk all the way to Orekasasi, whereby you opened another school, which is called Orepasha. It is just 100 kilometers within that. So you are creating for a public sector, now private sector, to exploit the citizen of Ogata Rugai. No. So please, there is no value for money as far as learning institutions are concerned.
Okay.
So it's good you clarify, because this private sector will finish the parent.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, continue. Yeah, just continue giving them the microphone. There's another microphone somewhere here. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Let's settle down, tafadhali, tulia, settle down.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
My name is Felix, and I'm going to base my point on the issue of education that Mzee has just talked about. And I'm going to be very straight to the point. What is the need of the government to have the bursaries on the ward level, constituency level? We have the presidential bursaries, the governor bursaries. Is it not that easy for the government to channel this money directly to the schools? Because in our country, we spend about 14.5 billion only on the constituency level, which is about 127 US dollars. So what's the need for the government for this money to be taken to the grassroots level, for the MCAs, for the MPs, for the governors, and for the, we also have the presidential bursaries? Is it not easy for this money to be channeled directly to the schools for the needy students? Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Go to the back line, at least we hear from people from the back.
Thank you very much. I'll not discuss about Sham Solo Dennis from Sheria Mtani na Shadra Komboi. My question will go to Martin Moshisho, the Deputy Governor of Kajiado County 034. I believe for the first time when you became the Deputy Governor, you are very youthful and you are still youthful. So from Ongata Rongai, what impact have you created to the youth for the last 9 years you have been in office that we can remember you with? Number two, there is a big disparity between Ngaimurunya and Ongata Rongai. So when you are talking about development of cabros in Ngaimurunya, we want to also you to talk about the stalled Helena Road from the county that has stalled close to 2 years. So
settle down, we agreed, no reactions.
Yes, so at the end of this discussion, I believe when you are youthful, you are useful. So what will we as youth learn from you if your boss has not created any impact in Ongata Rongai apart from collecting taxes? Thank you and God bless you.
Okay. Let me get some quick reactions first of all from the panelists, then I'll come back to you. You can come back to the front again. There's more reactions here plus a microphone. But Charles, I'll start with you. You've heard from the issues of SHA. In fact, you're the one who spoke about SHA earlier on and you've had the reactions.
All right.
What do you think is the missing link here?
Thank you so much. First of all, I would want to say that we are in this forum to listen to Mwananchi. That is why we are here. We are not here to argue with your sentiments and your observations. But what I want is we are here for the onward development of our country from where we are to a certain level. And therefore, when I hear people complain, it's important for us because we have to give, it's a feedback from the public. There's a lady who talked about her frustrations in hospital. The one that said the SHA for her colleague whose husband is a government officer was working and hers was not working. I don't want to argue, but sometimes hypothetically, you may find that you talked about system. One reason why the government is trying to expand on the internet network in the country is to ensure that systems work. We have had problems of fraud before, where you find that an insurance that has been paid to an individual, somebody else, like this gentleman here, he has paid an insurance to his wife, but then tomorrow he comes with a girlfriend or a relative to pay for her. And then what happens is that we needed the digital system to ensure that people can be identified. So what I can say is we've listened to your feedback, and specifically, before we leave, we'd want to know which hospital is that. Because we also have cases where government officers employed don't care about people who go to those specific hospitals for treatment. Because some of you here will tell you, like for example, I have a case last week where one of my workers had a clot on his head. I've not paid for his SHA. He has paid for his SHA. And I can categorically say that last Friday when I went to visit him in hospital, because I thought there would be an extra bill because it was an operation on the brain, SHA paid his 326,000. I never influenced. And it is to our interest. That lady has talked about her maternity was cleared. And what we are saying is, and I want you people to get to understand that what you see in SHIF is what we used to have as NHIF. It's only the name that has changed from SHIF, from NHIF to SHIF. SHA is the act or the authority, the Social Health Act or the authority. And I've told you it has 3 other funds, like critical and emergency health fund. I remember even that my worker, he was paid for his ambulance from Siaya to Kisumu, which is a distance. So what I'm saying is we also have a challenge as government, that today when my mother is sick, I go to hospital, I pay her contribution of, let's say, 7,000 for the whole year, or 12,000. After I paid her contribution, then she's treated, and maybe the Social Health Insurance Fund pays 150,000, and me, I just paid 7,000. This is a contribution from all of you. Okay. Then when she gets well, I don't continue paying what? The insurance. Okay. So what I want to encourage is that let's all of us try, hata kama utauza kuku, wacha niseme kwa Kiswahili, tulipe hiyo pesa, kwa sababu tukilipa sisi sote, basi hiyo fund itakuwa na nini? Na pesa. Usifikirie hiyo pesa inatoka pahali huko binguni, hapana. Ni ile contribution yetu. Na kusema ukweli, saa hii tukiangalia hata hapa kwa pahali tuko, you will find that many of us here have not made any contributions. And then when you have a problem, you can't pay for that day. When you cure, you run away, you don't keep on contributing. Tujue kwamba hii fund ni important sana kwetu. Okay. Na tujaribu as much as possible tulipe. Okay. So that we can continue having more money and contribute. But government is going to follow. If we have hospitals that are frustrating people, we need this kind of feedback. And before we finish, I want you to raise your hand and tell us which hospital is that is frustrating you. Okay. And when you go back, you'll find there's a change. And that is why we are here. And we are going throughout the country to listen to you people for the purpose and ensuring that we correct where mistakes are.
Okay. PS, let me get your reaction on Felix's question in terms of education and the bursaries. Why don't you amalgamate all of them? And then Moshisho will react to the question that was posed to him as well.
Thank you, Trevor. I just want to answer that question, and maybe give me a few minutes just to put into perspective when we talk about value for money. His question is very valid. And as Charles has said, we are here to listen. And these are the feedback that we need as government to be able to do things better and deliver on our mandate. On matters to do with the bursaries, I want to assure Felix, is it Dennis or Felix?
Felix,
that efforts are already underway We have already what is called Basic Education Scholarship and Bursary Bill 2024, which is trying to consolidate. This has been a concern even to all the stakeholders, trying to consolidate the efforts around scholarship and bursary. So rest assured that your concern is already, we are addressing it. It might not be immediately, but there is a process because it has to go through Parliament. It has to come to you as stakeholders for public participation. But definitely at the end of the day, we are on it. Very quickly, Trevor, when we talk about value for money, where I sit as peers economic planning, what you're looking at is public resources, that is your money, delivering real and lasting results. Technically, those who understand maybe M&E, we look at it as from 3E, effectiveness, efficiency, and equity. But very quickly, you have to start addressing, maybe in the layman's language, we look at, number one, the relevance. Is whatever that is being implemented, is it relevant to us? So the question is either yes or no, the 5 pillars. That's where we start from. And for Mwananchi, I want to assure you that better, the bottom-up economic transformation agenda is the better option because the way it was designed, intrinsically, it aimed to give us value for money. So Trevor, if you give me more time, I'll be able to elaborate on that, looking at different aspects, so that when we are discussing, we need to look at number one, SHA, is it relevant? Before we now look at the details, is it working? Probably it's not working because of a few things that they have mentioned. And everything that starts, any new program, usually has challenges, teething problems. We are here to document that and follow up. And like Charles has said, if we get the name of the hospital, then believe me, we will go down there and be able to verify why is it that it is not working, yet the government has given them everything they need to give services to Mwananchi. Thank you.
Okay. Moshisho, there was a question for you directly that what have you done for the youth?
Yes. Trevor, I will first answer on the youth, and I will also try to answer on education and a bit of SHA. And let me start by answering my friend from Ngaimrunya who asked, what is...
He's from Rongai.
Sorry, Rongai. My impact to the young people. Number one is inspiration. In 2017, yes, I said inspiration because the young people of Kajiado and the young people of Kenya should be inspired that Kenyan politics, the young people has the space for the Kenyan politics. I was the youngest deputy governor in 2017. And the Forum of Deputy Governors in my first term elected me as the vice chair of all deputy governors in the country. In my second term, when the people of Kajiado elected me for the second term, the Forum of Deputy Governors gave me a chance to be their chairman across the country. This is to tell you that the young people, the Kenyan politic has the space for the leadership of young people. Number two, in my leadership with my boss, Governor Lenku, we have initiated what we call Vijana Tujiajiri. This is to try and solve the problem of unemployment that is so high, not just in Kenya, but in most African countries, and Kajiado is not exceptional. So we wanted our young people to acquire technical skills so that instead of working from office to another office, following politician A and B, you can have your own skills and create job for your own self and create job for others. You know, ranging from welding, masonry, carpentry, plumbing, and all that for ladies, hairdressing, and many others. So we started this initiative called the Vijana Tujiajiri program. Since we took over the leadership of this county, we have given scholarship to over 4,000 young people in Kajiado, and Kajiado North, every ward included, got their fair share. So that is what I have done to the young people. Number two, we have initiated for the first time what we call a scholarship scheme, that young people from poor families, orphans, young people who have single parents are able to study for free, right from Form 1 to Form 4. Others from first year in the university to the fourth year. So since we took over the leadership, over 2,000 young people have been able to complete their levels of education. Number three, job creation. We have worked hard to ensure that we create job opportunities for our young people in the county. Every ward, we have been able to employ over 100 young people in the county government and in other sectors. So that is just a few that I have done ever since I took the leadership of this county.
Okay.
Allow me to just say something on education, because someone asked, how can we make sure that there is fair distribution of these learning institutions?
Yeah.
I want to let you know that that is not your problem, but that is the problem that goes back to the planning of our towns, planning of our places, and during validations of our towns. Public institutions or facilities should be given the first priority. And right now, as the county government, as we are doing validation of our various towns, the first priority is making sure that public facilities land is set aside for future generations. Okay. That is the problem. So it is not a national government problem. It is us, the community, because it is us who proposes for this planning, plus the governments of the day. Okay. So going forward, let's have in mind that when we do planning, we have that in mind. Okay. And the last one is on the services that my friend was saying, drugs are not paid for. I want to tell you, every member who is paid up, fully paid up, is entitled to all the services, including maternity, including surgeries. So any paid up member should be able to receive all those services.
Okay,
Thank
Yogo,
you.
let me get some quick reactions from you, then PS. Yes.
Well, Trevor,
I'll give you a chance, PS,
like Charles had mentioned, I would just want to give the global perspective. That is the national statistics in terms of education. Well, education sector still has some funding gaps, but we also have to accept that the government has tried the much that it can. I think in the financial year 2025-2026, the education sector got the highest amount allocated to it ever as compared to the previous years. If I just give you very quickly, in 2022-2023, we had approximately 544 billion Kenya shillings allocated. In 2023-2024, we have 628.6 billion. In 2024-2025, we had 656.6 billion. This current financial year, 25-26, we had 702 billion Kenya shillings allocated. It took approximately 28% of the total budget of the country. That tells you the increase, and you can see how far, with over 100 billion Kenya shillings that went up. So government is still trying, well, with very constricted fiscal space, too much demand, liability management of our debts, and you can look at around 65% to be managed. And I think the Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury is really trying to do the much that he could together with his team, the PS here and the rest. So there is still funding gap in education sector, but a lot is being done. Just quickly, if we had time, or maybe next time I would even go down to what it is doing at the county level. But the general overview with the 387.2 billion to TSC, free secondary education getting 51.9 billion Kenya shillings, junior secondary 28.9, higher education and TVET 16.9 billion Kenya shillings. Now you can see the government is really trying to balance. There could be shortages here and there, but we also need to applaud the government where it has done well.
Okay. Yeah. PS, I'll come to you in just a short while. Let me get at least 20 reactions from the people here. And Masai, go ahead. Give them the microphone. 1 minute each, tafadhali, as we move. Yes.
God is good, and all the time. My name is Theophilus Luke, and I'm going to mention something on different, not on education. I'm going to talk about what we call disaster management. We understand very well that the Rongai region and even North Kajiado and many parts of our country, we have densely populated areas. For example, for instance, this market that we have here, how many people operate within that market? For example, now we have a fire outbreak. How will you handle the fire outbreak? Within the region, for example, how many fire stations do we have that in case of fire outbreak will be able to quench that fire? We only have, as I can call it, a kiosk for fire in Ngong because it is small. It cannot serve this entire region. So if there is a big fire, we have to wait for a vehicle from Nairobi.
Okay.
Second and last, market infrastructure. I'll congratulate the government on road infrastructure. They have done well. For example, the expansion of this road, Magadi Road, you've done well. But what about market infrastructure?
Okay.
We have poor markets.
Yeah.
Rongai has a poor market. They are building those kiosks by themselves. They don't have poor drainage systems. They don't have good drainage systems. And what are you doing towards market infrastructure? And there is no value for our money in terms of tax collection and relating to the development of the markets.
All right. But George, that you can respond immediately. Have there been any markets that have been built by national government here?
I think right now we have two markets that the government has built. We have one in Kitengela. We have one in Rongai that is just absolutely complete. Actually, two. Yeah, there's one just closer here where we actually ought to have had the service before. The market is referring to, and I think DG would bear me a witness, is actually not meant to be a market. It is called Sokomjinga. It is by the roadside. It is basically by government planning. It's not meant to be a market. And there have been efforts to move the people from that place. The county had tried to build an alternative position around Muskiti area and to reallocate, move people to that place. And there was very huge resistance from the people. Now, there is one that is here, and you realize even where the market has been placed, we must accept where we are wrong as the population because we resist growth and development. So people would be given allocations within the market, but then they move out of the market to try and sell to people who are passing by the roadside. And we have the sub-county admin here, and he bears witness. He's had a fight with people trying to move them from the roadside. So that ought not to be a market. That is the truth.
Okay.
And it is a disaster as is.
Okay.
And there is need to move it, but it has also faced resistance moving it. Currently, we just have an open-air market, and I mean a closed market that is done, but there is also an alternative in Gaimurunya ward.
Okay, let's continue the feedback. I need at least 20 people to get reactions from them, yes. And keep it at national level as well. It's not just a county conversation.
Professor Tieno is my name.
Yes.
The deputy chair, Kajiado bunge la wananchi. Bwana Trevor, you are treating us to a reverse psychology, trying to set up questionnaires, and we are dealing with the question which we are supposed to be the one addressing the audience you have honored to sit in front of us. They're having too much time and they're eating on our time. Why did you call us here to talk to what? What are we supposed to explain, or what are we supposed to observe?
Otieno, you've taken the first minute lecturing me instead of saying what you need to say. So
Trevor,
you're already taking time. So just get straight to the point. Are you getting value for your money?
I thought we are past that one. The value for our money was left after the oath ceremony at Kasarani. And nothing, we are being treated with reverse psychology to be able to forget the problem and focus on entertainment.
Okay, what is the problem?
The problem is such that we are trying to raise up issues, but your audience, you have honored to sit in front of us, is taking more time, taking us round circles, explaining things that does not make sense to us.
Okay.
We need to be treated to a fair hearing so that we understand what we are supposed to be doing here.
Okay.
So, as I'm sitting here, I have questionnaires.
So tell me the problem or the question so that you respond. What is the question, sir?
You had time, you brought us the question.
So why should I be asking the question while I'm supposed to be contributing?
Okay, so make the contribution, sir. What is not working and what would you recommend?
Deputy Governor, while I was sitting here, there's audience sitting somewhere else, a credible audience observing what we are going through here. They have sent me a critical question, which is long and I didn't want to read it because it will take my time. So I will send it to you so that you can take it to the governor.
Okay, kindly pass the microphone to the next person. I have not had a question or a statement on that. Yes. Yes.
I've been eagerly waiting for this moment. So my name is Senator Engineer Jepchichi Sharon. And today, I'm a civic educator, volunteer civic educator. And the real question today is not whether value exists, but it is whether we recognize the progress while still demanding for better. Because right now we can attest, Kenya is not the same place it has been 10 years ago. Development is visible, systems are improving, but the real question is, are we informed enough? And I came here because the PS sits, I believe he sits at a docket where it stands for civic education. The biggest challenge we have right now in Kenya is civic education. Most of the people here, the questions they've raised is because they are not informed much. And we as citizens, we are getting the value for our money. But sisi kama wananchi, we also have the responsibility to guard jealousy what our taxes has built, and so that we do not lose the gains that we already had from the previous taxpayers, so that whatever we are contributing now can be built for the future generations. So what I'm here to ask is, sisi wote kama wananchi, let's try and push forward to get to be informed in whatever happens. We have so many avenues that information is being surpassed, from newspapers to media platforms to even social media, so that when you're informed, we can't be going around asking some questions that we have the answers on our pamphlets and on our phones. And lastly, the question to you, Bwana PS and the government, you guys are doing a lot. So what are the challenges you're facing in execution of your work? And what are you guys doing so that to ensure that your work is seen and heard without people thinking you guys are not doing anything?
Okay, thanks, engineer. Yes, this side has not said anything. Let's settle down, tafadhali.
Thank you.
Settle down.
Thank you.
Yes.
My name is Captain Dan Pareyo. I'll go straight to His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kajiado County. Your Excellency, I would like you to respond to this. We did a transfer of the ECD, the only ECD that we were having in Ongata Rongai, that became Ole Pasha Comprehensive Primary School. I would like you to respond to us and tell us late last year, His Excellency the Governor lectured the MCAs Kajiado North and told them that he gave them each 4 teachers of ECD. I'd like you to kindly respond to us and tell us, where did Ongata Rongai take their ECD teachers, where yet we do not have an ECD school? Number 2, I'd like to know the criteria, Trevor, that you use to pick the panelists, and so that we may not be having those who are pro-government and coming to defend the government, and again, those who have interest in this area.
To talk to?
I'd like to understand whether George Yogo is a civil servant. Kindly, thank you.
Okay. All right. So Pastor Alex Obado is back there with the microphone. Yes. Yes, go ahead. State your name.
Naitwa Agnes.
Agnes.
Swali yangu ni kwa Deputy Governor.
Yes.
Ni kuhusu hii Kataka Road. Hii barabara inaitwa Kataka Road, inatokea huko karibu na nini na Bulbul. Hii barabara imekuwa mbaya. Watu wanaangusha na pikipiki. Ukibeba sasa hivi venye kunanyesha, pikipiki unaanguka, sio kutengenezwa, tunaanguka. Unaanguka na pikipiki unavunjika mguu. Sasa hivi niko na kesi watu kama 4 wamevunjika juu hii barabara.
Hiyo ni barabara gani, Agnes?
Hii ya Kataka Road.
Okay.
Hii ya Beacon mpaka huko juu.
Okay.
Watu wanaanguka na pikipiki kama umebebwa. Hata mimi nilikuwa ni victim, nilianguka nikavunjika mguu. Na si kulipa na SHA, nilipa kwa mfuko. Sasa Deputy Governor angalie barabara iishe.
Okay.
Sina swali lingine.
Sawa. Barabara iishe. Yes. Yes, kindly stand, state your name. Let's settle down, tafadhali. Yes, lady.
My name is Soni. I come
Tulia,
from
tafadhali.
Gataka.
Silence.
My name
Yes.
is Sonia. I come from Gataka. My question goes to the government, to the governor about the fire. Like in the past 2 months, we've been experiencing fire at Gataka, and we didn't have any firefighters. We waited for 3 hours only for the firefighters to come from Nairobi County, and everything has already burned. And I don't know whether you heard of the incident, because you see, when something like that happens, we expect help from our governor. You see? So I was asking, are you planning on something? Do we have firefighters here in Kajiado, or must we wait for the firefighters to come from Nairobi? Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. And DG, you'll answer that, because there's Theophilus who also raised this issue of fire, and now it's Sonia as well. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's settle down back there.
Good evening. I'm Brian Wanzala, Beacon of Hope President. My question still lies under employment. So I still haven't understood as to why Kajiado County has so many youth empowerment programs, and yet we as youths, we are still going through under so much high rate of employment, and yet we do have those youth empowerment programs in Kajiado.
Are you aware of any of them, Brian? Ama ndio umezisikia hapa mara ya kwanza? Have you heard of any empowerment for youth programs here in Kajiado? Have you sought that information in any way?
He talked about it, but not about youth empowerment programs in Kajiado.
Okay.
Yes.
But you've never heard of any?
We do have many of them in Kajiado, but I'm still yet to understand as to why we as youths, we don't have, we as youth, we are still experiencing those high rates of unemployment.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks, Brian. Huko nyuma kuna watu wengi huko.
Halo, habari yenu? Mjambo tena. Tuchangamuke. Swali yangu will go direct to the national government about physical planning and economy. We are told Kajiado is a bedroom of Nairobi. Being the bedroom of Nairobi, the infrastructure is very bad. Starting from, somebody has talked of Gataka Road, and Elena is the county government, but there is one road from Maasai Ranch, Mana to Nazarene University, a very serious university, nothing there. Then there is Tuala. Please, when you go to the cabinet, please let them help us at least to build from Mana to Tuala or Silicon. I have many, but I say thank you.
Okay, asante. Obado kule nyuma. Let's see how the back people have to say.
Hamjambo. Okello Elvis is my name. But to me, I want to base on the issue of SHA.
That has been addressed. Let's talk about something else, tafadhali.
What I can say, to me, SHA is working. Because me, I'm a good example. I was sick and I went to hospital.
Hold the microphone better.
On additional to that...
Tutulie tafadhali. Tutulie. Okello, hold the microphone closer to your mouth. Silence tafadhali. Silence.
On additional to that, right now as we speak, there is a construction going there at the Bomas of Kenya, which several youths are being employed there. Na mimi nasema kwamba huyu rais anafanya kazi.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes.
My name is Naomi Karemi. I'm from Gongwad. I have a few questions and lamentation as well. I hope I'm audible enough. First, my question is to Trevor. It's good that you have invited all the gentlemen there, but we are not seeing a representative of this gender that is speaking, who is the female version. The second issue that I have, and the question that I have to the government, is to the single mother. We have so many single mothers in our country, and some of these single mothers, they don't have empowerment program. So I'll wish that there will be an empowerment program so that they can, I'm not a single mother, but I know the pinch that sits on their feet, and I'm talking on their behalf because some of these single mothers, they're the same people who go to apply for bursary and they are denied the bursary. So it is important that the government to consider the single mother, to empower this single mother, and if it is possible, to aid or finance them on capacity or business or something related to that.
Okay.
Secondly, I'm talking about the Ngong market. The Ngong market is very much operational. I'm grateful and we are glad for that. But mlipeleka wapi stima?
Okay.
Number
Thank you,
3.
Naomi.
Asanti pia kwa sababu tumekuwa na pesa yetu, mimi si find value ya pesa yetu kwa sababu mitaro yetu yako chafu, yamefungana. Huu ni msimu wa mvua na hizi mitaro zinafanya maji na kuja kwa manyumba. So ninaomba tafadhali serikali mtusaidie, muempower vijana wapate kazi, mitaro zifunguke na kukue kuzuri. Asanteni.
That young man there. Yes. Go ahead.
Hello. Mimi naitwa Andera Ferdinand. Question yangu iko kwa Deputy Governor. Umesema kazi tujiajiri. Na wakati wenye tunajikaza kujiajiri, mimi mwenye kinyozi, wanga niko na kinyozi, nimetafuta riski yangu hata shilingi 10, nimeweka kinyozi, nimemalizia pale pesa. Wale kanjo, nimefungua kinyozi leo, kanjo amekuja, pesa imeisha, na mwaka umeisha, ilikuwa tarehe 15 mwezi wa 11, ananiharasa, ananishika, anataka nimulipe hiyo nini, hiyo license. Itatoka hapi na mwaka umeisha, ukimwambia anakuharas. Na sisi tuko Gataka, na hiyo Gataka security light hakuna, njia ndio hiyo ni mbaya, hakuna kitu ya kanjo yenye wameleta Gataka kwetu. Why?
Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
Go ahead, the microphone is fine.
Thank you very much. My name is Albert Masiga, and my question goes to the Deputy Governor, Martin Mushisho. I want you to educate us. What time does your askaris start the work and close the work? Not once. I have met with your askaris at around 7 a.m. going to vibanda za mboga kuitisha wamama kodi. So educate us. What time does askaris start their work and close their work?
Okay, let's get some reactions first. There are many questions, they'll forget some of them. But Charles, let's bring us back into the conversation that we're trying to have here. And most of the county questions will be handled by Moshisho, but we're talking about national level. You had highlighted SHA, you had highlighted health, agriculture. What else do you think the government has spent money that citizens should see value for their money?
It's okay. The first thing I would want to ask, because you are also asking us questions, who is aware of a youth advancement program called Nyota? Who amongst you is aware of Nyota? And who has gotten money from Nyota? Is there anybody here? No, it's not
right.
chorus.
It's just by a show of hands. If you've gotten the money,
kama hujapata, unanyamaza, nitajua hujapata. I want to know if there is anybody here who has gotten money for Nyota. You can't say no one because you have to wait.
Okay.
Fine. The government has. Wewe umepata? Wangapi wamepata wasimame? Simama. Hata mwenye bibi yake amepata. Unajua, tuwe honest.
So I see around 5-6 people. Yeah.
Tuko na program, government iko na program inaitwa National Youth Opportunities Towards Advancement. The money is given to, government is targeting currently 820,000 youths across the country. It's given to youths who are between 18 and 29 years, and PWDs up to 35 years.
Yeah.
And this money is given by World Bank. It is a grant. There is a lady here calling herself engineer, somebody, and said, we need to be informed. Naomba, tujaribu sana tuwe informed kwa sababu kuna vitu mingi itatupita kwa sababu hatujui. Mulisikia Hustler Fund? Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Unajua, tunazungumza.
Charles, before
it's an open microphone. When we agree, there's no cheering. Just listen. If you disagree,
tunazungumza, tusipige kelele kwa sababu tumekuja tusikize nyinyi, ndipo tukirudi tuseme kule Kajiado tumepata mambo fulani.
What are the statistics for Kajiado, George?
Kajiado, Hustler Fund that has been distributed is 2.34 billion Kenya shillings. That's Kajiado.
Kajiado.
And then Nyota is 33,300,000.
So Kajiado serikali imepeana Nyota 33 million. Penye tumeka, unajua hatuwezi pata pesa sisi sote. Lazima kuna wengine watapata, kuna wengine watapata. Na pia ukiwa tunazungumza na watu wengine wanapiga kelele, si ungwana.
Yeah. Hold. Young man, can you stand up and say what you want to say? There you go. Give him the microphone because he's saying that there's a line. And yet I've seen 6 people who say that they received the Nyota Fund, right?
My name is
Let me see how many people received the Nyota Fund. Stand. Kindly stand. Just stand. When you
kama ni bibi amepata.
So if all those 7 people have gotten it, who wanna say that it's a lie?
Okay, my name is Patrick Agevi, Plumber Engineering.
It's okay.
I want to ask you a question. You are saying Nyota Fund tumepata hapa Rongai. Kajiado ilikuwa region gani? Na ilikuwa wapi? Only 6 people do wanakai Rongai region.
Nataka
pokea hiyo nini Nyota.
Wacha nikujibu.
That is what. That's okay.
Wacha nikujibu.
Let's settle down, settle down. Yes.
Nyamaza kwanza.
Let's hear what Charles has to say.
Let me tell you.
Tutulie kwanza.
Nyota
Tulia.
si program ya mwezi moja, miezi miwili. Nyota ni program itaendelea kwa muda, kwa miaka. Na lazima ianze na watu wachache, tukiadvance, tukiendelea mambo ya kupeana pesa.
Yeah.
Unakumbuka?
Settle down, please.
Na hii ni kweli kwamba serikali ilipeana pesa ya Hustler Fund. Na ukiangalia wale wamelipa hiyo pesa ni wachache sana. Serikali bado inapigana kupata hiyo pesa. Umesikia maneno ya soko hapa. Umeambiwa hapa Rongai peke yake serikali inajenga soko 2. Na wale wako soko 2 na wale wako informed, mnajua Kenya mzima kuna counties wiko na soko 14, soko 20. So many markets the government is building which was not there before. Na ni mzuri, it is important for us as Kenyans to be people who appreciate the little that the government is doing for purposes of continuity. Naweza kusema kwamba umesikia maneno ya market. Na market inajengwa. Ukienda in some of the towns in this country, watu wataki kutoka kwa barabara. Kila mtu anataka kuuza wapi? Kwa barabara. Markets zimejengwa katika nchi, hakuna mtu anaingia kwa market. Na hapa unasikia tunapiga kelele tunasema hakuna soko. Na serikali, I think since President akuje, tumejenga zaidi ya markets 400 katika nchi. Zaidi ya 400 katika nchi. Na bado zingine zinajengwa. So what I can say ni kwamba ni mzuri tusikize na tujue yale serikali inafanya. Alafu sisi tukitembea hivi, our interest ni kusikiza nyinyi, si kukataa yale mnasema. Nataka tusikize, si kupiga kelele. Vile mmenyamaza hivi ni mzuri, tunasikiza. Tukitoka hapa tunaenda tunasema Kajiado tumeona maendeleo iko chini na tunataka tuzidi kufanya nini? Tuwe na maendeleo. Okay. Sasa hivi serikali wameanzisha kitu inaitwa Infrastructure Fund. Infrastructure Fund inastahili kutusaidia kujenga mabarabara. Na ndipo tunaomba wale wako katika bunge, wale MCS, unajua watu wengi hawafahamu kazi ya MCA, kazi ya mbunge, kazi ya governor ni gani. Nilisikia jamaa moja akiuliza kwa nini hatuwezi weka bursary funds pamoja. Ni kwa sababu ya ile pressure raia wanapeana leaders. Unakuta kama CDF saa hii, MCS wanapigana wanataka fund. Hawataki ile CDF kwa sababu ward fund. Kwa sababu wanaona MP atasema pesa ya CDF ni yake, si pesa yake, ni pesa imetoka kwa serikali. So utakuta even maneno ya basari, utakuta MC anataka basari yake, MP anataka basari yake, governor anataka basari yake, ndipo inaleta hizi shida zote. So kama tunaweza ungana kama Wakenya, tusikizane pamoja, tuseme kwamba tunataka tuendeleze nchi yetu kwa njia fulani, hivyo ndio vile nchi itaendelea. Okay. Na ndipo huwa naeleza wananchi kila siku, mko na kura yenu. Na ikifika saa ya kura, chagua ile leader unafikiria atafanya nini, atakusaidia. Lakini unakuta sisi wa Kenya tunapenda ukabila, tunapenda clan, tunapenda vitu fulani, alafu mwishowe tunaanza kulia. So tunasema tusikizane kama wa Kenya, kama watu wa nchi moja. Kwamba tutasikiza yale natakikana, tutafanya public participation. Unasikia wananchi wanasema kwamba mitaro zinajaa. Na kusema ukweli, mtu anakunywa maziwa, anatupa kwa mtaro. Mtu anabeba vitu fulani, anatupa kwa social responsibility pia hatuna. Okay. So tusikizane kama wananchi kwamba tutakuwa na social responsibility, tutafanya kazi pamoja.
Yes, PS. Let's hear from PS. Then Moshisho, you have most of the questions from county. So let's hear from PS and Yogo, then I'll come to you. Yes.
Asante sana, Trevor. Very quickly, I want just to put into perspective one thing. The problem we are grappling with today, we need to ask ourselves, where did the rain start beating us? Very quickly. It is because of our development philosophies. If you look at 1965, sessional paper number 10, it targeted highlands, high levels, and ignored other areas. What was the result? Skewed development. Number 2, Harambee was targeting communities to pull resources together to put up schools. Those areas that were well endowed, walikuwa wanajiweza kipesa, waliweza kuendelea kwa haraka, zile zingine zilibaki nyuma. Ukikuja kwa Nyayo, the same centralization. If you come to Big Four, it was key mega projects. Better has come to solve all these problems. If we look at it like that, because hii shida tunalia haijaanza 2022. Unemployment ilikuwa, shida zilikuwa, but zilianzia wapi? For the 3 years that the government has been there, you can look around and see kuna mambo mengi yanafanyika. Hatusemi ya kwamba tumesolve yote, but you can give credit where credit is due. Nataka kushukuru, kuna dada ambaye amejiita senator engineer na akasema ya kwamba shida moja ni kwamba pengine serikali ama sisi wafanyikazi wa serikali hatujajitokeza kufikia wananchi ili tuwaelimishe kupitia civic education of what is happening. For example, like mambo ya nyota. Kuna ndugu hapa wamesema ya kwamba hakuna. Ni mzuri kuelewa mpangilio wa nyota ulikuwa namna gani. Ulikuwa una target 70 people per ward. Na hao kulikuwa na criteria miaka ngapi? Kuanzia miaka 19 kufika 35 ukiongeza PWD. Na kila mtu alipitia, yule alikuwa interested, aliapply, akakuwa vetted. Pengine yule anasema hakuna, hata hakuapply, hakukuwa kule. Na ukweli ni kwamba in all 1450 wards, hao 70 wenye walichukuliwa walipata pesa. Wako tumepata hapa 6. Ukifanya probability utaona ya kwamba si kwamba haipo, ipo, mikakati ipo. Number 2, ule senator aliuliza kwamba ni juhudi gani tunaweka ili tukaweze kuelimisha watu. As a State Department pamoja na waziri tumetembea kufikia wananchi. Si hapa tu. Kile kinaitwa gumzo la uchumi mashinani. Tumeenda kule tumeenda Migori, tumeenda Kakamega, tumeenda Uasin Gishu, Kiambu. Leo tuko hapa. Tunajaribu si kwamba kugombana, tunataka tuwasikize. Ili tunapotoka hapa tunajua kunaendelea namna gani. Kuna mzee pale nyuma aliuliza juu ya mambo ya planning. Ni ukweli ya kwamba tunahitaji ku strengthen the way we plan. Si kwamba hatufanyi, na tunayaona, tunajaribu kusolve. Na ukweli ndugu zangu na dada zangu, kama tunataka kuevaluate vile tunafanya value for money, kuangalia kama hii serikali ambayo inaongozwa na rais wetu William Ruto imefanya kazi, chukua comparative analysis. Miaka 3 serikali A, miaka 3 hiyo serikali ingine, then compare the 3 years, alafu tuweze kukua na scorecard. Kule tumekosea, tunakubali, tutarekebisha na tunaenda kufanya. Lakini kule tumescore, ni mzuri tukubaliane, tuseme enyewe hapa mnaenda vizuri ili tuweze kutia bidii.
Okay, Yogo. Then I come to Mushisho to answer the county questions very fast. The questions from Chepchirchir,
maybe on youth
Agnes.
empowerment, I would just give a few statistics that why we would have gaps. Now, we are told this country is around 72.8%, 35 years and below. If you look at that age, we are told also again that the government or this country churns approximately 400,000 people into the labor market annually, with an uptake of approximately 10%. I was looking at the World Bank report. It says we churn approximately 800,000 people into the labor market with an uptake of 50,000. That means we are having over 700,000 unemployed people every single year. With a population of over 70%, that tells you there is a very high number of employment of unemployed young people. So meeting them at one particular point of time is very hard. But there are progressive programs that the government has put in place. Example, if you look at 6 people, a percentage of around 300, that is around 2% of the population that is here that has benefited from the Nyota program. With 2%, you're basically saying out of 10 people in Kajiado North, for example, 2 of them benefited from Nyota program. if you do arithmetics. So it tells you that there is effort being done for the young people. But also we must accept as young people to take responsibility. The truth is, a majority of the young people know what they don't want. Very few of us know what we want, but they know what they don't want. When I was going to school then, when you have to search for a meaning of something in the dictionary, you had to know the exact spelling of that thing. We had to buy a big book that was called encyclopedia. Today, this generation and the fourth industrial revolution has given us the world encyclopedia in our hands. The challenge is that we only visit it for information, but we don't visit it for knowledge. So we must also take responsibility as citizens and realize that there are certain things that are out there for us, and how do we get to them? So yes, the government is trying the much it can, but where is our civic responsibility as a people?
Okay, and that's an interesting perspective you bring in, Yogo, because I have an audience of about 300 people, and only about 6 of them have seen the Nyota Fund, and that's actually the 2% you're talking about. Because 2% of 300 is 6 people. Let's hear from Moshisho, answer the questions on the county really fast, and then the next 30 minutes, I'll give to all of you to give your remarks. 1 minute each, I'll only come to them for closing remarks, okay? So when you get the microphone, dakika moja tu, we get as many people as possible. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let Moshisho answer the county questions, then I'll come to you.
Swali la Sonia na Geophilus la kuhusiana na huduma za dharura hususan mikasa za moto. Trevor, sasa hivi tuko na munisipaa 3 katika gatuzi la Kajiado. Munisipaa ya Ngong, munisipaa ya Kitengela na munisipaa ya Kajiado. Na hivi karibuni tunaongeza munisipaa ingine 3. Munisipaa ya Poka Kinyawa, munisipaa ya Loitoktok na munisipaa ya Namanga. Na tumeamua kama serikali kwa sababu tumeona kwamba kesi za dharura hasa mikasa za moto inatokea katika miji mikubwa kama hizi. Kwanza tutaleta mfumo ambao municipalities are autonomous. Munisipaa hii inaweza jisimamia, na huduma kama za dharura tumeweka chini ya munisipaa. Na kwa wakati huu kama hapa munisipaa ya Ngong, the main fire station iko kule Ngong. Lakini kwa sababu we have improved service delivery to ensure that there are some amount of collection that the municipalities collect and can be able to use at source, just to reduce the bureaucracies of government. Ili kesi kama hii ikitokea, kesi hizi zinaweza tatuliwa haraka haraka. Na hivi karibuni station nyingine italetwa hapa Rongai na kuhakikisha kwamba tumeboresha utoaji huduma za namna hii. Swali la ndugu captain ambaye ameuliza masuala ya shule za chekechea kwamba kuna walimu wa chekechea ambao waliahidiwa. Ufahamu wangu ni kwamba shule ya Olepasha iko na mwalimu mmoja wa chekechea. Wengine kama waliahidiwa basi walipewa shule zingine, lakini shule ya Olepasha iko na mwalimu mmoja. Swali la mama yetu kuhusiana na barabara hii ambayo tumepitia ya Gataka. Barabara hii iko chini ya kura na contract imepeanwa, na hivi karibuni contractor atakuja kuendeleza kazi. Kwa hivyo shida ya bodaboda kuangusha wateja hiyo itapungua hapo karibuni. Swala la inspectorate, kuna ndugu yangu ameniambia tuelimishe kazi ya inspectorate. Kazi ya inspectorate ni enforcement, ni kuhakikisha kwamba sheria imetimizwa. Kuna watu ambao wanaokota ushuru ambao wanaitwa revenue collectors, na kama wewe ni mwanabiashara, kuna mwongozo wa vile ushuru unatozwa. na hiyo sheria iko na input ama iko na mchango wa mwananchi mwenyewe. Kuna kitu inaitwa public participation, ambayo hiyo bili inapitishwa kwa wananchi wenyewe wazungumze kwamba hii ndio wanaweza lipa, na mahali ambapo hawawezi lipa basi wataweza kutoa mchango wao na watasikizwa. Mashauri yangu, tusiwe watu wa kusubiri tu mambo yafanyike. Let's be very good participants on law makings, ya sheria ambazo zitakuja kutuguza hata tunapofanya biashara zetu kwenda mbele. Swali la Helena Bridge, nimesikia mara mingi kule nyuma mtu akisema Helena Bridge. Ni kweli? Helena Road pamoja na bridge. Kwanza tulipanga hiyo barabara ya Helena pamoja na daraja iwekwe lami. Kazi imefanyika hadi 70%. 70% of works is done. 45. At least some percentage has been done. But what I want to confirm, sikizeni tu kwa sababu mmeniuliza ili niweze kujibu. What I want to confirm is that in our supplementary budget we have included funds for the completion of Helena Road and Helena Bridge. So naomba mtuwe radhi, our supplementary budget imepita na hiyo daraja pamoja na barabara iko, kwa hivyo tutafanya.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Nafikiri ni hayo tu, nitaweza kujibu kwa sasa.
Okay. So Obado and Robert, let's get 20 minutes. Let's give to the people. Take 5 people from here, 5 from there, 5 from the back there, and on the other side. Yes. Tafadhali, tuende kazi.
Majina naitwa Alex Gitare. Gitare ni chairman wa bodaboda hapa Kajiado County. Swali yangu moja inataka iende kwa Mr. Deputy Governor, Mr. Mushiso. Ni ya pili naye nitajibiwa na PS. Mwaka wa 2021, Bwana Deputy Governor, tulikutana na Mr. Governor pale Matasia, tulikuwa tumeitwa tuende tujadiliane ile watu wetu walikuwa na mahitaji gani na nataka kusaidiwa. Tukaenda tukajadiliana, tukaagana every ward tuchukue watu 80 wapeleke driving school. So Kajiado County tulikuwa tupeleke watu 2,000 na tukachukua watu 2,000 wote wakaenda shule na wakasoma kwa muda wa miezi 3 sababu waliambiwa pesa haijatoka. So waliendelea kukaa shule sana, wakakaa miezi 3. After kumaliza wakafanya mtihani, tukarudi tukaambiwa pesa haijalipwa mpaka wa leo. Okay. So kutoka 2021 tumepoteza, kuna watu walipoteza miezi 3 bila kufanya kazi. Okay. Na wakasoma na saa hii wana driving license. Okay. Je, tunauliza wewe, sababu wewe ni mmoja wa vijana, utasaidia hao vijana namna gani? Swali ya pili inaenda kwa PS please. Kwa PS mambo ya barabara, sababu hii imetajwa na ni kitu muhimu sana. Tuko na watoto shule ziko hapa na Kel, watoto 9 na tumesikia barabara imelipwa hii ya Kataka Road. Na hii watoto kupitia kwa hiyo barabara watoto 9 kwa hiyo barabara. Na ina barabara ya miguu. Inamaanisha ni kumaanisha hao watoto wote tutapoteza. So ningetaka kujua sababu contractor wakati alikuja na kakaa chini na sisi alituambia hiyo barabara haijawekwa njia ya miguu. So hao watoto wote 9 na hao ni watu 300 wako hapa. Je, watoto 9 wanatosana kiwango gani? Asante.
Thank you. Be brief tafadhali.
Wow, thank you so much. My name is Lovin.
Sorry, hold the microphone closer to your mouth and be louder.
Wow, thank you so much. My name is Lovin Ocheng. I just want to say thank you for the government kwa kazi yenye wanafanya, but Mr. Moshisho mumetu let down. Mimi naomba tu serikali ya hii serikali yenyu yote itoke. Iende kabisa.
Settle down, settle down. Silence.
Nasema hivyo.
Silence.
Najaribu kusema hivyo nikimaanisha kama tumekuuliza swali kama kijana, ni nini umetufanyia, unatuambia mambo ya inspiration, na hiyo ni mambo tumesoma kwa Biblia kutoka Genesis mpaka Revelation, mambo ya inspiration. So hiyo mambo ya inspiration ni X. Tunasema timu yenyu yote iondoke.
Haya, thank you. Okay. Hold on, yes.
Thank you so much, Trevor, for this
Yes.
chance. Na inaweza kuwa a huge disservice kidogo.
Settle down. Tulie tafadhali.
A very huge disservice nikiweza simama hapa na nikose kuongea about Ololu Award. Ololu Award is nitaitaja kwa sababu it's very strategic mahali iko. Na the citizens.
Tulieni tafadhali.
Tutulie.
Silence, please.
Now, the citizens who are here award, whatever I will say here is what is pinching them right to the bone. Kuna barabara ya St. Joseph. It was done halfway. Kutoka hapo Juakali Kabro ikafika hapo. That road is pathetic. Mike, please.
Barabara ya St. Joseph.
Yeah, mahali inaitwa St. Joseph.
Okay.
Then kuna barabara ya kutoka Ngong, Peter Ololua Town, wende 46. That road tumepanda mpaka Mandizi. Nothing has been done on that road for 30 years. Okay. And this is something to say that hii barabara ikitengenezwa still, hatutaki bare minimum. We want the road to be done and done well because it leads to a school and a primary school. So tunataka barabara itengenezwe, ifuatanishwe na drainage na walkway for the kids. Okay. On top of that, Ololua connects Ngong to town, to Karen and to Langata. Hizo barabara zote, if they are all well done, the feeder roads, it means ile traffic yenye nasumbua watu kutoka Karen kukuja Ngong, hiyo barabara hiyo traffic itaisha. So let's concentrate on that. And lastly, when we are doing projects, let's do strategic projects. Tusifanye barabara ifike 70% only to serve 10% of the people. Okay. Tufanye barabara yenye na connect one road to the other. And let us also endeavor to invest money on research and road design. Asante sana.
Asante. Yes. Have some order, tafadhali.
Good evening. My name is Abdi. I'm the Senior Assistant County Commissioner. Wageni karibuni sana. First of all, I want to debunk some lies. My brother said that issues of the Nyota program, there are people who have not benefited from this place. In Kajiado North alone, over 300 have benefited. In Ngai Murunya, the ward we are, 76. In Ongata Rongai, 76. The chief is here, he can stand up. He took the beneficiaries to Kasarani, where His Excellency the President was officiating the program. So sometimes let's give where it is due, right? And then the seniors there have given the context. His Excellency the President was elected on the basis of a program, the better program, right? We talked about issues of infrastructure. ESP market at Ongata Rongai, 99% complete. As we speak, this constituency is like a construction site, right? Several roads are being constructed. Look at the national level. We have the Talanta Stadium. We have the Bomas International. Recently, His Excellency the President also launched the SGR from Susa up to Malaba. That is a very strategic infrastructure. The Lapset project is on course. Another project which is very important. Here I'm also conflicted because I come from that region. From Garissa up to Mandera, a program of, a kilometer of 700 kilometers. The government is doing it. In terms of security management, we used to have issues of security management in terms of issues of terrorism. We don't hear about it. And we are supposed to give, sometimes it's also good to give credit to where the government have done. Have we done a lot? No. Are we on progress? Yes. Sometimes, you see, wananchi wanasemanga, that's why Sir Charles aliongelea mambo ya unga. The other time tulikuwa tunaongea mambo ya nini? Ya unga. Siku hizi tuongelee kwa sababu gani? We have done strategic investment in issues of agriculture. Tumepeana fertilizers, chiefs wako hapa. Sisi wenyewe ndo tumejitokeza kuhakikisha kwamba tumefanya hiyo kazi. We have registered Kenyans. Yeah? Wow. So, kindly, najua tutapeana mark sheet wakati election itakaribia. For the meantime, let's appreciate and also let's give our concerns to government, which we can do. Okay. Finally, in terms of communication, today I was having a meeting with Gen Zs, over 300 in this town. Kindly come to government officers. We'll also come to you where you are so that we pass information. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Abdi.
Thank you very much.
Yes, go ahead. Be louder. Tulia. Yes. And then let's move the microphones to the back now.
Yes. Thank you very much. My name is Baraza. My name is Baraza Bethel, and I am a student in Multimedia University. For me specifically as a youth, I can't give a question to these people, and the main question is coming in the ballot. Now, I would like to first also to compliment the maturity that has been given by our PS Makoha and also Honorable Yogo. However, I would like to ask a few questions.
Louder and just one question.
Yeah, just one question. As university students are appreciating the government for what they're doing when it comes to matters investment in education. However, is this funds that you're talking about becoming a lottery? Because if you're giving us help loans to sustain our education activities, then at the end of the day, we are failing to find opportunities which can give us, opportunities which can give us a way to manage, to repay these loans back at the end. You find as university, most of us are graduating with more than 700,000 loans, and when you come and find we have no jobs to sustain them, how should we go about it?
All right, thank you.
Are we playing in a black box lottery, or are you getting an initiative for us? Because we can not only depend on things such as Nota Fund and things such as digital things. We need a proper investment, and kindly strategize on that.
Asante. Can we get some ladies as well? It's mostly the men who are speaking. Yes. Yes.
Mi swali yangu inaendea.
Tuanze na jina tafadhali.
Kwa majina naitwa Esther Siombua.
Esther.
From Ongata Rongai. Ningetaka kuuliza, mnasema shule za government zinapewa first priority, lakini kuna shule yenye tunaitishwa mtihani 1500 na kuna ingine pia tunaitishwa 50 bob. Sasa hii 1500 tukiitishwa tunaambiwa 1600 government ijalipa mtihani. Hiyo pesa ni mingi, kwanza sisi mahasla, sisi wenye hatuna mabwana, hiyo pesa ni mingi. Tunaomba mtupunguzie. Okay. Alafu kitu ingine, ningependa kushukuru gavana wangu, alinipatia kazi ya mazingira, mwenye amesema mitaro si safi. Mimi nikiwa hapa na sub county wetu tunasema mitaro ni safi through mazingira unit, na mheshimiwa gavana ndo alitupatia hiyo kazi.
Okay. All right, asante. Let's move the microphones to the back, tafadhali. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
I'm an interfaith.
Silence, tafadhali, silence.
I'm an interfaith, Bishop Sophie. As the interfaith, we are not getting value for our money, because the places of worship are the places of rescue. And during disaster and conflict, a lot of faithfuls, they come to the places of worship where they need to be taken care of, counseling, being fed, but we don't get any support from the government. Kindly, PS, planning, consider and remember. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's hear from the back as well. Hatujasikia wakiongea.
Habari yenu, mimi ni Susan kutoka Rongai. Mimi ni mama mboga. Nataka kuuliza Moshisho, utusaidie sisi tumetolewa na wakanjo. Wanaenda kuchukua meza yetu inawekwa huko. Sasa kama mimi ni mama, siwezi nifanye kazi ya jensi. Kwa hivyo hapo utusaidie hii vitu tukae kwa kwa barabara, tuuzie kwa barabara karibu na na barabara hapa tulikuwa. Sisi tuelekwa huko tunapelekwa.
Hello everyone.
Yes. Settle down.
Okay, my name...
Silence, silence, silence.
My name is Faith Chalangat. I have a question to the Treasury.
Sorry.
So my question is, as youth, we want transparency and accountability. So what role can us as young people play in budgeting and decision-making processes? Because for us as youth, we want to be there when decisions are made. Because sisi kama ma youth, sometimes mna make decision na zingine hazi-apply kwetu. Kama hizi vitu za bursaries, tunazisikia huko nje, but us as youth, huku kwa ground hatuzipati. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, go to the back.
Asanteni sana. Mimi naitwa James, jina lingine ni Mogaka. Mimi niko kwa Musiso. Musiso kwa kati ya campaign 2021. Tulikuwa tunatembea vizuri, mkasema watu wa ODM wakati mtaingia wa serikali mtatuangalia. Mimi ni fundi ya nguo na suna nje ya faranda. sijapata mtu amenisaidia hata mmoja. Mheshimiwa Yogo anachua mali nafanya kazi, amekuja mpaka kwangu amekaa kwa gunia. Tena saa hii mko karibu tena kuingia kwa ground. Tena muanze ku campaign, mtuambie mkiingia mtatupatia kazi. Tena niko kwa varanda. Sasa hiyo ndio tunaomba sana hawa watu wote wenye wako kwa viti. Tunaomba wote waende, tuweke watu wageni, tuweke chensi, tuweke Mheshimiwa Yogo na wengine. Okay. Asanteni.
Asante. The backline.
Habari yenu?
Yes.
Kwa majina anaitwa Grace.
Yes, Grace.
Naongelea hiyo story ya kutolewa kwa barabara. Mimi kama young mother niko na mtoto mdogo. Nauza maji, tropical biscuit. Kama mtu ana faint kwa gari, atatoa wapi maji? Ataenda kwa soko kubwa. Haiwezi enda kwa soko na haiwezi enda kwa supermarket. Atakuja kwa mimi mkulima mdogo mwenye niko hapo karibu, atasaidiwa na hiyo maji yangu. So mimi si prefer kila mtu akimbie kwa soko. Thank you.
Asante Grace. Ule mwisho tafadhali.
Habari zenyu?
Yes.
Swali yangu iko kwa Bwana DG. Mimi naitwa James Opio from Ololua Ward. Kuna swali uliulizwa hapa na hukujibu. Soko, kwanza wacha nishukuru government kwa serikali yetu ile kazi wanafanya. Kitu nataka niulize kitu ya kwanza, soko tulijengewa Ngong. Na hii soko mnachukua tax kila siku. Stima ilienda wapi? Alafu swali ya pili, inafaa ukiwa aspirant kama unatafuta kura, jua kazi yako unaenda kufanya. Barabara ya kutoka Ngong kuteremko Lolua, kuna hata aspirant mwingine MCA alikuwa anakuja, alikuwa na mwaga maram hiyo wakati alikuwa anatafuta kura. Saa hii barabara ni mbaya, uwezi pita hata hapo. Saa hii ukimuuliza anasema hiyo barabara si yake.
Okay.
Tafadhali muangalie vile mkikuja kutafuta kura mnaongea ukweli.
Asante Opio.
Ya mwisho, soko kuna soko ya Ololua. Soko ilijengwa hapo. Hii soko tunafungia mbuzi hapo.
Sawa.
Hakuna kitu inaendelea hapo na pesa yetu ya serikali inafanyika hapo.
Okay, asante Opio. Thank you. Let's get two people. Mwisho.
Good evening.
Remarks. Yes.
I'm Hilary Hasimwa from Multimedia University of Kenya. My issue is that we have a pathway from Multimedia to Rongai town there. So we have a poor security. We cannot walk past 7 p.m. on that pathway. And we are... Yes, thank you. We cannot walk past 7. We have a place called Bangla. That place has been turned to a natural habitat.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Last one, yes.
Good evening. Mimi ndio Kisuge. My question is crystal clear. Vile mnafanya, tulielewana. Na vile tulielewana, mnafanya. We agreed on employment on youths, nyinyi mnafanya Nyota Fund. Yenye sisi haitusaidii.
All right, Charles, let's start with closing remarks. It's almost midnight. Thank you. It's almost midnight now. Tafadhali, it's almost midnight. We can't go beyond that. It's almost midnight.
Basi.
I have 10 minutes. You have to give them a minute each to react, and then I'll give you guys 1 minute to speak, but you have to be very brief. By midnight, I have to close the show. Okay? So we start with you, 1 minute each, and then I give them a chance to close the show.
I want to thank the people of Kajiado for having taken your time to be with us. We have listened to you.
Silence at the back. Silence at the back. Uko mwisho tafadhali tutulie.
We have listened to you and we'll give feedback to our government. I only wish to say that the government is trying her level best to ensure that services reach the people, but we also want to ask the people to also cooperate and work together with government for the time that the government is in place to ensure that we have progression for our country.
Okay.
A lot is being done. I agree that a lot is being done and many of you are not able to get that information on time.
Okay.
We are going to devise means and ways of reaching you people so that we can be able to sort out most of the problems that are still pending.
Thank you, Charles. Yogo?
Just
a minute.
In 1 minute, a lady just asked how young people could get involved in the budget-making process. Allow me to let you understand, by last year, the Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury, FCPA John Badi, brought together all university student leaders at Kenya School of Monetary Studies and set up a team and a task force that brought together student leaders across the country and young people. And that team has been going around across the country on budget and budget-making process. So the government is actually engaging the young people. You can't have the entire country in the process, but as a qualitative sample has been put in place. Then maybe most probably the last one, if we had time, we would have gone through what national government is doing in Kajiado in all sectors, but we don't have that time. But allow me to say what somebody, in terms of employment, you said there was an agreement for people to be employed. I think you didn't get the statistics that I said. One of us from Multimedia University said, we go to school, then we come back and we don't have employment. World over, people have moved from blue-collar, white-collar jobs to service delivery and entrepreneurship. The term education is drawn from a Latin word, educare, which means to draw out of. So education does principally two things. It's an empowerment. It introduces you to yourself and to the world around you. Then it empowers you to maximize that which you've identified. So it is a form of empowerment. The essence of academics is actually not employment. And the role of the government is to create a conducive environment that would enable entrepreneurship and service delivery to thrive. So let's maximize what we went to school to do. It's not just that paper.
Okay, Moshisho?
On Alex, about the scholarship of Boda Boda. The county had its bit, but the NTSA had its bit. So I will follow it up, because I'm sure the county government has done its bit. We need to follow up with the NTSA to ensure that the 2,000 Boda Boda gets their documents. On Ololua, St. Joseph Road, we are waiting the contractor. That road is under NYS, so under Kera. So just be patient. Very soon we will have the contractor on site. On question on Mamamboga, we are trying to do a bit of order in our towns. Kitengela now has order, and we are doing in all our towns. But I want to assure you, Mama, that when we get you out inside the market, you will really appreciate and you will sell more better than selling outside. We have experience. We have very good feedback from those towns that we have restored order. So I want to assure you, you will have value for the money that you pay to the county, because we will have all the people coming to the market. The final question is on markets. My good friend asked about the Ngong market. And for your information, Ngong market is the largest market in Eastern Central Africa. And we are now doing solarization. Very soon, we will be doing solarization so that we move out away from the KPLC bills. And finally, there are a lot of other markets that we are receiving in Kajiado County with conjunction with the national government. 20 more additional markets are coming to Kajiado, courtesy of the national government, and we want to really appreciate that.
Okay. PS, 1 minute.
2.
Okay, 2.
Thank you, because I have to answer a question that was asked by Bishop, and then I'll give my closing remark. Number 1, Bishop, thank you for that very good concern. I am part of you. We serve together. And an initiative we have started is called Brethren to Brethren. Government reaching out to the church leaders, the mosque leaders, to sit down and so that we are able to understand where you're painting and you're able to understand the initiatives that we are doing. I'm not saying this that we are starting. We started in Mwatate, where we brought together about 300 leaders or religious leaders, and we were able to run through the better initiatives and how they can plug in and how we can support them. Next month, we are going to Busia. So this is something that we are doing. Please, you can feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be able to connect you to this. Number 2, Trevor, I just want to say maybe the last thing is better is a better option. Why? The first planning philosophy focused on growth. The second one focused on community. The third one focused on stability. And the fourth one focused on sector priorities. Better has come to include all that: growth, community at grassroots, it is stability, it is also looking at different sector priorities, but it adds something that all of them missed. It adds inclusion, it adds coordination, and it adds execution at every grassroots level. Trevor, today I come from Busia. If anybody has ever used that road from Funyula to Siopot, that was, we never used to see what we are seeing today. There is affordable housing there, complete, where the president was there, yes, a few days ago. That is results that we can see, okay. Trevor. All so right. I just want to say, let's give credit where it is due, but we have heard you. Okay. We are going to work and act on your concerns.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's a minute past midnight, but this was your show. So back there are people with burning concerns, just 2 of them. Only 2 people to finish the show for us. Huko mwisho bado and Masai, final kabisa. Yes, haiwezi, it's already past midnight. Huko mwisho, just 2 people only.
Asante.
Yes, start with you. Let's get a lady and a gentleman. Start with you.
Asante Trevor.
Yes.
Kwa majina naitwa Gerald Olwoch.
Gerald.
Swali langu ni kwa waheshimiwa.
Bado ni swali tena. Gerald.
Mara mingi mwangaza huonekana kuliko giza, na ukiangalia barabara kutoka Nairobi kuja Rongai kuna msongamano sana, na bado kuna ile ukipanda matatu unaweza kusukumwa. Je, tunangoja kupata ile ajali ile ilipatikana Kitengela ndio tuonekane kwa TV ama aje? Swali la pili,
moja peke yake Gerald, asante.
Mheshimiwa alisema ukienda Saitoti.
Gerald, thank you. One question. Final one. Final question from a lady. Yes.
Good evening.
Tutulia tafadhali.
My question is addressed to Dr. Boniface.
Yes.
At what point do you think we'll stop attributing economic problems to external factors? Instead, when will you ever tackle the internal inefficiencies concerning public fund management?
Like
the second one goes to Moshisho. Si ati nataka kuwa kanjo, lakini nataka kuelewa how comes being Masai should be a recommendation for you to be a kanjo.
Okay. All right. First of all, we didn't hear that. Tutulie tafadhali. Tutulie tafadhali. Get my microphone on. This is the last question. Get my microphone on tafadhali. Oya. Tutulie, okay?
Thank you.
Tutulie. Malizia hapo.
Thank you. My name is Washington Makoha. I really appreciate the panelists we have in the house today. She has definitely asked one of the questions that I was to ask, but I only have one. That we have heard and we have been told of the budget, the allocations in terms of billions and what have you in terms of education. I'm a teacher by profession. I want to ask this question. I don't know whether the panelists know that today our GSS, most of the schools, the county schools don't have textbooks. I don't know whether they know.
Okay.
That's the question I have.
Thank you, sir. And Yogo, very briefly. That's all the time we had. It's past midnight already. Thank you so much. You will decide whether you want the answers or we close the show. Okay? You will decide whether we want the answers or we close the show. Tutulie tusikize response, okay? Thank you very much. Let's have some level of decorum. Sit down, tafadhali. Thank you. Moshisho, your response, very briefly.
Let me answer on the one question that I understood, and there is one other question I didn't get. If I made to understand, I will answer. There is a friend who asked about lighting, and it is very important. It's a very important question. Across the county, we have constructed 80 floodlights in our various towns.
Let's have some level of decorum, tafadhali.
Just get my side of the story. We also have solarized lights, and across our towns, we have done 549 of them. I don't mean that is enough. It is not enough. We will do more in our subsequent budgets so that we ensure that we have towns that have 24-hour economy.
Okay.
There is another question that the only word I have heard is Masai. So, very fast, ndugu, nieleweshe tu hiyo swali. Niambie tu.
Yes. I think the question was about employment and whether it is skewed to favor the Maasais.
Yeah?
Employment is skewed to favor the Maasais.
Or I now get it.
Askaris mostly.
The question is, employment is skewed towards the Maasais. Now hear me. Kajiado is one of the most cosmopolitan counties in Kenya. And employment opportunities has never been to discriminate any community in Kajiado. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Listen, there are always two sides of a story.
Listen to me.
Settle down and listen to the reactions.
Great people, I think.
Do we have statistics of the ethnic diversity?
Let's talk.
Yeah?
Do you have statistics to show that
You, come here. The lady with the hand up. Stand.
Okay.
Give her the microphone. Tell us how many people from each community have been employed here. Settle down. She said she has the statistics. Let's hear it.
My name is
Diana.
Diana.
How many Maasais are employed in Kajiado?
Okay, I just want to give
No. You raised your hand.
Like 99.9% are Maasais.
Okay.
I work in the market. Professionally, I'm a skilled, I'm educated youth, but I don't have a job. Okay. I work in the market, in an open air market where it's soko mjinga. Okay. So I usually see, when you go to the Kanjos, 99.9 are Maasais, and they have verbal diarrhea. You cannot talk to them, you cannot hold a conversation with them, because I can give an experience. I had a conversation with one Maasai, and this is what he told me. Let
it not be obscenity.
So when we say it's 99.9, it's true.
Okay. Is it 99.9%? And Yoga, I know you have the figures as well. What is the percentage? Settle down, tafadhali. Settle down. Settle down. Let's hear his reaction, okay? Settle down. Okay. Do you guys want this to be your show ama tufunge tu tuende nyumbani? Tunaweza funga, so mtulie. Settle down so that we get the reaction, okay? She has said it's 99%. Does anyone else have any other figure? So for you, how many, what's the percentage? The lady in the hijab. Let's get the lady over there. What is the percentage according to you?
99.9.
That's exactly what she said. So thank you. So settle down and hear what the reaction is, okay? Asante sana. So is it 99%, Moshisho?
Good people, that is not the truth. I will say today and I will say tomorrow, that is not the truth.
No shouting. Settle down.